Josh Kerr. He is 28 years old, world champion, Olympic medalist, and he just called his shot on the entire athletics world. The target? A world record that has survived 27 years and every great miler alive. Nobody has come close. On July 18th, that changes. Josh Kerr was born on October 8, 1997, in Edinburgh, Scotland. He started running with the Edinburgh Athletics Club at the age of 8. His family was a rugby family. His father John and his older brother Jake both played the sport professionally. Running was not supposed to be the path, but Kerr kept training and the times kept dropping. At 16, he did something most young Scottish runners never considered. He started writing emails to college coaches across the United States looking for a scholarship to compete in the NCAA. Most said no. The University of New Mexico said yes. Kerr left Edinburgh at 17 and moved to Albuquerque, 5,000 miles from home, to train at altitude and learn what it meant to compete at the highest level. At New Mexico, he won 3 NCAA titles. In 2018, before his final season of college eligibility, he turned professional and signed with Brooks Running, joining the Brooks Beasts Track Club in Seattle under coach Danny Mackey. The partnership between Kerr and Mackey would shape the next decade of his career. What followed was one of the steadiest climbs in modern middle-distance running. Bronze in the 1,500 meters at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. World champion in the 1,500 meters at Budapest in 2023, running down Norwegian superstar Jakob Ingebrigtsen on the final straight in a result the sport did not see coming. Silver at the Paris Olympics in 2024. 2 World Indoor Championship titles in the 3,000 meters. In 2024 and again in 2026 at Torun, Poland, where he held off Cole Hawker to win. His personal best in the 1,500 meters is 3 minutes 27.79 seconds, a British national record. He is one of the most decorated middle-distance runners Britain has produced in a generation. But none of those medals are why the athletics world is watching him right now. Hicham El Guerrouj of Morocco ran 3 minutes and 43.13 seconds for the mile on July 7, 1999, at the Golden Gala meet in Rome. It has been over 27 years. That record is still standing. In those 27 years, no one has come within half a second of it. Not during El Guerrouj's own prime, not during the years of Hicham's fiercest rivals, not during the modern era of Yomif Kejelcha, Yared Nuguse, or Jakob Ingebrigtsen. The closest anyone has gotten since 1999 was Ingebrigtsen's 3:43.73 run at the Prefontaine Classic in September 2023. He missed the world record by 0.6 of a second. 0.6 of a second. In a 1-mile race, that is an eternity. Kerr himself has said what the sport already knows. It is the hardest track and field world record right now, in my opinion, he told Flow Track. And that stood for the longest time, and there's a reason for that. It's not easy. His personal best in the mile is 3:45.34, set at the Prefontaine Classic in May 2024. That time broke Steve Cram's British national mile record, which had stood for 39 years untouched. It places Kerr 6th on the all-time list. To break El Guerrouj's record, Kerr needs to run more than 2 seconds faster than he has ever run in his life. In middle-distance running, 2 seconds is not a rounding error. It is a wall. It is the reason this record has survived over a quarter of a century of attempts from the best milers alive. The mile is not just another event. For British athletics, it is the event. Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile on May 6, 1954, in Oxford. The world stopped. No human being had ever done it. Bannister ran 3:59.4 seconds, and athletics was never the same. That single performance made the mile the most famous distance in the history of the sport. In the 1980s, Britain produced Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett, 2 rivals who traded the world record back and forth like a game. In August 1981, Ovett ran 3:48.40. 2 days later, Coe took it back at 3:47.33. The world barely had time to process one before the other changed it again. Then, in 1985, Steve Cram ran 3:46.32 at the Dream Mile race in Oslo. That record stood for 39 years, until Kerr erased it at the Prefontaine Classic in 2024. BBC commentator Steve Cram was in the broadcast booth calling that very race. When Kerr's time appeared on the scoreboard, Cram said simply, "It's about time." Since World Athletics began officially recognizing world records, 6 British men have held the mile world record: Sidney Wooderson, Roger Bannister, Derek Ibbotson, Sebastian Coe, Steve Ovett, Steve Cram. The last time a British man held the mile world record was Steve Cram from 1985 to 1993, 8 years before El Guerrouj's era swept it permanently to Africa. Josh Kerr wants to become the 7th. "This record deserves to be done at home," he said. "This record needs to be brought home. This is a British distance. It would be doing a disservice to the UK not to be doing it at home. There was an easier path." Coach Danny Mackey had a plan. He wanted a controlled time trial in California. Perfect pacing, stable weather, zero crowd pressure, every single variable managed. Quiet, scientific, the safest possible environment for chasing a record this difficult. Kerr said no. "This is not a record that should be stolen in the night," Kerr told Citius Mag. "It should have a full season built around it." He chose the London Stadium, the Emsley Car Mile at the Novuna London Diamond League, the biggest one-day athletics event in the world, in front of 60,000 fans. His attempt would be announced months in advance, fully public, with the world watching. He did not try to quietly approach this record. He pointed at it from across the spring season and declared, "We are coming." That decision added the one thing a controlled time trial removes: pressure. It is what makes Project 222 one of the boldest record attempts track and field has staged in years. The name says everything. 222 seconds. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. More than a full second under El Guerrouj's record. Kerr and Brooks are not chasing this record by a fraction, they are targeting it by over a second. Brooks is going all in. They are building Kerr a custom racing spike, engineered specifically around his biomechanics with advanced cushioning and a tuned carbon plate system. They are testing 3 separate speed suit concepts for aerodynamics and temperature regulation, with Kerr as the sole tester for each. The Brooks-run research lab is also working with him on sleep, hydration, and recovery protocols. Every detail of the preparation is being structured around one number, 342. Project 222 is about embracing pressure, Kerr said. Calling your shot, putting yourself out there when everyone is watching, and seeing what's possible when belief, preparation, and the right support come together. 2026 has no Olympics and no outdoor world championships. Kerr carries no competing scheduling pressure. He can build his entire year around one race, one date, one number. July 18th is not just his most important race, it is the season. At the London Stadium, he will need 3 minutes and 42 seconds, a time no human being has ever run, and more than 3 seconds faster than his personal best. The doubts are fair, he sits 6th all time. But Kerr has been counted out before. He was not supposed to beat Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He has a pattern of arriving when it matters, performing above what people thought possible. "I believe I've been in shape to run this world record a couple of times already," Kerr said. "If I give my absolute best, revolve a season around this, do everything I can, and still can't break it, then that's the closest I can get. I'm not afraid to go after something." 6 British men held the mile world record before El Guerrouj took it in 1999. Wooderson, Bannister, Ibbotson, Coe, Ovett, Cram, each one of them did something the world said could not be done. Josh Kerr is going to London to become the 7th, July 18th. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Project 222.